Hello and welcome to Military Mayday, where we're pointing out a few pieces on the chessboard here. I've got four little quick stories. This one here is the MAGA truck convoy. Army of God is what it's called. I'm not going to read it. It's very long. It's a Daily Mail. You have to go there and read it yourself. I'm just gonna. You've probably seen enough about it. I'll talk over it though. This one here is Ukraine said it's uncovered mass fraud in weapons procurement. This is a very interesting article. Iraq resistance hits 3 U.S. bases in Syria and Israeli naval site. And then we're going to hit this World Affairs Brief article about World War III and Disease X. The establishment warns. Before we do that, hit the like and subscribe buttons. Help me out a little bit. This MAGA thing, I've kind of looked into it. The truck convoy, I think it's just a way to stir up more trash. It'll probably be the next talking point for the next week. And I don't know what it's even supposed to do. What we need is, just border patrol to do their job. You know what I mean? It just needs to be where they're allowed to do what they're supposed to do. Even the illusion of a border would deter lots of people. Ukraine says it's uncovered mass fraud in the weapons procurement. The revelation was made by the Security Service of Ukraine, the main Ukrainian intelligence and security agency, in a statement on Saturday, and was also confirmed by Ukraine's defense minister. The SBU said investigation had exposed officials of a Ministry of Defense and managers of arms supplier Lviv Arsenal who stole nearly 1.5 billion, 40 million in the purchases of shells and mortars. 40 million. Which what you're going to find is that a lot of this is just the payoffs and all the percentages going back to the Biden family, most likely. According to the investigation, the former and current high-ranking officials of Ukraine Defense Ministry and the heads of affiliated companies were involved in the embezzlement, which involved the purchases of 100,000 mortar rounds for the country's armed forces. Detailing the staggering fraud scandal, the SBU said a contract for the shells was clinched with Lviv Arsenal in August 2022, 6 months into the war with Russia, and the payment was made in advance, with some funds transferred abroad. No arms were ever provided. The statement also underlined that 5 individuals had been served notices of suspicion, and one suspect was detained while trying to cross the Ukrainian border. Ukraine's prosecutor general had stolen funds had been seized and would be returned to the defense budget. Since Russian troops began their special military operation in 22, Russia has repeatedly warned Western politicians against the continued supply of arms and munitions to Ukraine, pointing out that such measures will not stop Russian troops from reaching their military objectives. So 40 million, 5 suspects, none of the suspects named, except for this one here, Defense Minister Oleksiy Reznikov, but he was dismissed. So I'm betting there's a little deeper ties there. Iraqi resistance hits 3 U.S. bases in Syria, Israel Navy site. A statement from the resistance indicated that fighters attacked 4 enemy bases early Sunday morning using drones, 3 of which were in Syria, and the 4th was within occupied Palestinian territory, specifically the Zvulon naval facility. Earlier today, the resistance started that the fighters targeted the occupation base in the unmanned aerial vehicles. Yesterday, the Islamic Resistance in Iraq targeted the Assad base in western Al-Anbar with a drone, as well as the Tanf Base in Syrian territory with a missile barrage. Yeah, they're just trying to spark something, I guess. I don't really know. The establishment warns about World War III and Disease X. It's not a real long article. As I long ago predicted, when World War III finally gets close, we will see the establishment finally begin to hype the threat of war in order to prepare people's minds and to hide the fact that they promoted, abetted, and funded our enemies for decades, pretending that they didn't know better, even though they have always been a clear and present danger. While the latest chorus of news from Europe is about getting ready for war with Russia, it won't happen as soon as they think, because Russia can't strike and survive without China. But it is coming. It also likely won't be triggered by war in the Middle East with Iran. In any case, Europe can't deal with all-out war unless they start to increase military production tremendously. It is also possible that the warnings are meant to help get Europeans into a fearful enough posture so they can overcome the growing fatigue of arming Ukraine with its essential war with Russia. On the other front, there's a massive amount of predictions beginning at the WEF about the next pandemic, Disease X. Just like the last one, the next one is sure to be pre-planned and be a man-made bioweapon leaked from a lab. To help readers understand how big and pernicious these bioweapon vaccine threats are, I'll take them through a review of Robert F. Kennedy's encyclopedia work on bioweapons, the Wuhan cover-up. Now, that's exactly right, I think, is what he's saying. Again, don't forget, Klaus Schwab talked about some sort of internet cyber attack, so that's probably on the table too. But all this stuff, it's growing wild. Anyway, like, subscribe. Toodaloo.